AEW Full Gear is this weekend, and we are giving you our full predictions, breakdown of the card, who's going over, who's going under. Come and join the conversation. Let's give our predictions right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Assemble. I'm Matt. Good to see you. Good to have you on the show. And yes, we are doing AEW Full Gear predictions. I'm very excited about this pay-per-view. This card looks incredible. This is stacking up to be a massive, massive pay-per-view for AEW. Let's get started. We're doing rapid fire predictions here on the show. If you guys do go ahead and enjoy this episode all the way through, do Matt a favor. Consider giving it a thumbs up. You can always take away the thumbs up. You can put it back, take it away. You can do whatever you want. Let's get into it. The buy-in, Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter versus Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida. I believe that, and this one is happening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, on the AEW YouTube channel. This one, I do think that Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter are going to go over. I think that this is going to be a great match, kicking off the night on YouTube. It's a great, great way to get more fans in. I do wish that they were doing more with the women's division overall with AEW, but again, I gotta say, this match should do fairly well. I don't expect any shenanigans out of this one. I kind of just think that they are going to go over super clean and nothing else. Next up, Darby Allin versus MJF. Now, this has been building up for a little bit of time now. Darby Allin had his last match, the last pay-per-view against CM Punk. He lost there. Now he's into this thing with MJF. MJF, I feel, is just coming out stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm excited to see if MJF can get into more of the title scene in the future. We'll talk about the main event in a little bit. This one is interesting because you think that Darby Allin needs the win coming off of the loss to CM Punk. In my opinion, I think you need to keep MJF even stronger as a big, big money heel. Darby Allin is in kind of an interesting position where I feel like Darby can actually eat the loss here, and it's not going to hurt him too bad. This one, I want MJF going over. And I hope that it will actually springboard MJF into much more of the title scene, like I said, and get him to do something else. Darby, I think, is going to be fine. You can put him into the mid-card, TNT title, things like that. Darby, you can keep building him up. He's a big, big piece of the franchise for AEW. I'm not concerned about Darby, but MJF, I think, needs this win a little bit more. Okay, then we got the Super Click. I love it. Adam Cole, baby. Boom. Versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage. They've done a very good job with this feud. This is kind of the big pay-per-view introduction for Adam Cole, baby, and I like to see what he's going to do. I think that these guys are all going to put on a tremendous showcase. I do need to see Adam Cole go over strong here, and I think we could see a little deception from Mr. Christian Cage. Jungle Boy is the breakout star, in my opinion, of this group, and Christian has been doing a lot of work, working with these guys, building them up. They are completely over with the crowd, and I think that you need Christian to almost get frustrated at the end of this match, and maybe he turns heel on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and then let's try to get Jungle Boy up a little bit more, shall we? I'd like to see him be able to do more and be able to actually get into more of a singles run. Stick with Luchasaurus. I love that, but I do want to see him break out some more and give Jungle Boy some mic time so that we can actually see what this guy is really all about. He's incredibly over with the AEW crowd. I think, though, that with Adam Cole's first big pay-per-view match, he's got to go over, and he's going to go over clean on Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Christian Cage, and I think you could probably have Christian eat the loss here and eat the pin. Super Click is going over. Too sweet. Okay, a scary match for Matt, and the reason why I say scary match is because it's Cody Rhodes, and when it's a Cody Rhodes match, I'm always very, very concerned that just Cody Rhodes is going over in this thing. Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Malachi Black and Andrade. Should be a lot of fun. The Pac had a really good match on AEW where he was going really, really stiff. Malachi Black, they're still building up. They're keeping him extremely strong against Cody, against everybody else. Andrade, they are trying to do the same thing. I just feel that Malachi Black and Andrade have not had that next level breakout moment that they need. This is kind of a thrown together match in a way. I'm just nervous that Cody Rhodes is going to want to be able to get that win. I can see Malachi and Andrade losing. What I can see happening, though, is that we actually end up getting Cody Rhodes pinning Andrade to keep Malachi strong. I want Malachi Black and Andrade to win. I think they're over huge. Malachi is totally over more than Cody. The fans are booing Cody Rhodes. unless we get some sort of heel turn from Cody, which I don't think we're going to do. He's talked openly in the promos that he's not going to do it. So I doubt that that's going to actually happen for us here. So I think Cody is going to get his win here, and he's going to get it over on Andrade. America Top Team, Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page versus the Inner Circle. This one's going to be silly. America Top Team's probably going to eat the pin here. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below who you think is going over in this one, because this one has my head scratching a little bit. It's been entertaining at moments, and in some cases, the promos that they've gone back and forth have gone on way, way, way too long. So I don't really know. Inner Circle doesn't really need the win here. I mean, if Inner Circle loses, are you going to really prolong this feud and keep it going for another 3 months? I do feel that this feud needs to kind of end. It hasn't done too much for me, in my opinion. I think the Inner Circle needs a bit of a break to be able to kind of go off and do their own thing for a bit. It's fun having them all together. I'm cool with a 5-on-5 match. I'm going to make this my coin toss, and I'm going to say that America Top Team wins and beats the Inner Circle. Just to have it a little bit of shenanigans and make it a little bit more interesting on Dynamite the next week. Now, one of the big matches that I'm excited for on this card. Miro versus Bryan Danielson. This is the World Title Eliminator Tournament, the finals for the tournament. This is very interesting. This was going to be Mox versus Bryan Danielson. Mox, unfortunately, had to leave to be able to go take care of personal issues and wanted to be able to go and get better, and that's amazing, and I hope he does, and he comes back more badass and stronger than ever. And as a result, we've now got a change up in this thing where we have Miro versus Bryan Danielson, and this one's very interesting to me because my gut reaction is Bryan Danielson wins, goes clean, keeps an undefeated streak, and he goes off to fight for the AEW championship. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I think Danielson is consistently wanting to make sure that he is putting over other talent. He will do it when it makes sense. He has been going strong week after week after week. Miro is incredible on the microphone. He's so strong. You need a big, powerful heel as well getting into the main event title scene. I think you're going to end up with Miro beating Bryan Danielson and taking him out, probably by submission. And it could be something like Bryan Danielson makes one mistake in a lockup and Miro gets the best of him. You could prolong that thing. You could actually get that feud to go and stretch out a little bit longer. You could get Danielson to be a little more frustrated, but Danielson's going to come out strong the next week, even if he has to go down a little bit for the next couple of months and build him back up again. I don't think that it does much damage to Danielson if he loses. I think it does a lot for Miro to get him into the main event scene as a main event heel. My pick is Miro is going over. Next up, having basically the promo of the year, in my opinion, CM Punk, Eddie Kingston. Wow. That promo, incredible. The packages that they have done for this, the promo packages, awesome. I am all in on this match. And unfortunately, I think it was almost telegraphed, maybe not, but I think it was a little bit telegraphed when Eddie Kingston in that promo against Punk said to Punk, I don't need to win to beat you. Like, he just wants to be able to beat him up. This is a fight. I'm excited for this thing. I do think that they're going to want to keep Punk strong with the win, but at the same time, Eddie Kingston, that promo was really next level. And that should shoot him up even higher. If you're going to give Punk his first loss to anybody at a major pay-per-view, this is a great opportunity to set the stage to get Eddie Kingston over more and to pull Punk back and to extend his story of his growth and coming back into wrestling after 7 years. Punk has been fighting guys that are on the lower card, and he's been working his way up. And the story that they have been telling about CM Punk lately is his inability to win really strong over these opponents he's had. He has struggled a little bit to get these wins. And when he goes up against Eddie Kingston, I think that they might tell a story of CM Punk underestimating him, and we actually get Eddie Kingston going over. So with that, I'm going to say Eddie Kingston is going to beat CM Punk, and Punk will eat his first loss, and it will keep the story thread going for Punk of him needing to figure out what he needs to do to get back to that true CM Punk. The tag match of the night for myself here, everybody, Lucha Brothers, FTR. I'm excited for this for the AEW tag team titles. I have no doubt this is going to be a barn burner, a banger of a match. These two teams are going to destroy each other. At the end of it all, though, I do think FTR, they want to keep building them stronger and stronger as the greatest tag team they have in AEW, in wrestling. I think FTR needs to keep this win. They need to hold on to the titles. Lucha Brothers are hot. They're over. They had the killer match with the Young Bucks, the last pay-per-view. And frankly, I think that it wouldn't do that much for the Lucha Brothers to win this thing. I think FTR needs that strong win again to be able to go over and keep their momentum going. So I'm saying FTR is going to win. AEW Women's World Championship challenger, takanti, is taking on Dr. Britt Baker. This one, I think people are excited that takanti is back and getting into the title picture. I don't see the title coming off of Britt at this point. I think that you want to be able to build up folks like Ruby Soho and get her up into the title picture. I haven't seen any big challengers for Britt Baker lately. I want to see more of the women's stars being built up even more. This doesn't feel like the right time to get the title off of Britt Baker. She's still strong. I think that her holding on the title, it will do a lot to be able to build her up further and further, and then give us like a women's tournament down the road. We're also getting the TBS women's title coming in, the mid-card title. That's being introduced soon as well. So you can actually have Tay go after that title and win that in around January's time versus taking off the main title off of Britt Baker. I'd like to see Britt go over. My pick is Dr. Britt Baker is going to retain. And the main event, the presuming main event, the AEW World Heavyweight Championship challenger. We've got Hangman Adam Page versus the champion, Kenny Omega. The promo they did on Dynamite last week, fantastic. I love the contract signing. Kenny signed his name in Hangman's blood. They did a really good job of setting the stage for this. This story for Hangman Page has been a long time coming. Now's the time. If you're AEW, you've got to pull the trigger on this. Hangman is hot. You want to be able to use that momentum, get that title off of Kenny, and frankly, give Kenny some time off. He has been going so hard for so long with AEW. He's had nagging injuries that they've reported on. He needs some time off to become more fresh, and it's Hangman's time to win this title. I think he wins clean against Kenny Omega. No shenanigans, no super click, no super elite, no nothing. Just straight up, Hangman Adam Page gets the best of Kenny Omega. It's going to be an amazing match, in my opinion. I'm most excited for this one. Just to see the fans' reaction, they're going to pop huge for Hangman. And plus, if you have Hangman lose this thing, you got to go through the cycle all over again. Hangman came back with a lot of momentum, and they were able to get right back into things with Kenny Omega. They need to do this, and if you get Hangman to win, it set the stage for new opponents to come in, fresh opponents to get into the main title scene. Guys like Eddie Kingston getting in there against Hangman Page. Guys like Miro, if he can beat Bryan Danielson, that's a killer feud. You could have that go on for 2-3 months to have Miro take on Hangman as his first big, bad opponent. I would love to see that and get Kenny off of TV for a while. Let him recuperate, let him refresh and reset. And if you do that, what I would really like is that would take on a potential story thread of having Adam Cole as the pseudo leader of the Super Elite and the Super Click, and Adam Cole becomes the new leader, and that could drive Kenny Omega to come back and then start to feud with Adam Cole and have that go on maybe into next year. Let me know in the comments below. What does your card look like, everybody? Tell Matt here, because I'll join you in the comments. We'll go back and forth and look at all of our predictions together. Thank you for watching. Let's enjoy some AEW together, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.